Hands up if you have ever wanted to start streaming and then started doing the research on what you need to do to buy and what budget do you need, and you've got a week into it and you are still so overwhelmed and you've just gone, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm out. Like, I'm gone. Don't worry, friend, I have got you. Today, we are going to have a look at my top suggestions on what you need to do to get started and have an open conversation about a realistic budget to get you up and running as soon as possible. So let's go. Let's find it out. I'll see you in a second. What is up, Coffeepod friends? My name is Chloe Caffeinated. I'm an Australian streamer over on Twitch. Primarily, I play a lot of Sims. I have a very cute and cozy vibe most of the time. We are a little bit chaotic some of the other times, but if you like that, that is what you will find here. And recently on my chat, I've had a few people come up and say, hey, look, I'm interested in starting to stream. What do I need? What am I looking at? What budget? And I think budget, especially in this economy, friends, is something that we're all looking into. So I've been streaming for 9 months. I'm pretty happy with my aesthetic, but we have not always looked and sounded like this. So let's have a quick look at a clip from 6 months ago at Christmas time. And friends, I mean, look at this. Look at this. We had some questions. We had some thoughts. But we've done a bit of an upgrade since then. So it is possible. It is possible. But I have learnt some things along the way, and that's what we're going into today. So the first thing that I want to talk about is monitors, because if you can't see what you're doing, then you can't see what you're doing. Like, pretty self-explanatory. You don't need like a big monitor. You can run off a laptop if you really wanted to. I probably wouldn't recommend it, but I know some people that can run really basic games off laptops, or if you've got a super powered laptop, go for you. But realistically, you're going to look at least a screen of some description, right? Like something. And then it runs into the question, do you need one screen? Do you need 2 screens? Do you need 3? Do you need 4? Friends, you don't need 4. I mean, granted, I'd love 4. I'd love 4 friends, but you don't need 4. You don't need 3. And at the end of the day, you don't need 2. You can just start on 1. Me personally, I use 2. I have an MSI as my main screen. It's a curved screen. I really like the curved screen. It's different. It's unusual. It's nice. It's nice. And I have over on this side an Acer, just a smaller screen as well. I like dual screening because it means I can have multiple things obviously open at one go, but you don't need it. You don't need it. It's helpful, but it's not necessary. If you're going to be streaming on Twitch, what you can get away with, and what I used to do at the very start before I got my second screen, was have my one screen here, and then for chat and any of that sort of thing, if you're going to be using PC, is use your phone. Twitch actually has an app that you can monitor your chat and notifications straight from your phone. So you don't need it. My monitor I picked up on sale for $399 in Boxing Day, so we're at up to like $400. Again, you don't need that. You can pick it up secondhand. I've seen monitors out there for, $100 to $200. I like this one. It means that I don't need to upgrade. And I think that has been my big thing across the way, is purchasing bigger items straight off the bat, so I didn't have to spend more money down the track to upgrade them, which we'll actually go into in a little bit when we get to headphones. But it's up to personal preference. But for you, if you are just starting out and you're going, you don't need a super expensive screen. Honestly, if you've got like a computer screen, whatever you're using right now, if you're on a computer, that is fine. That is fine. You don't have to upgrade. You are fine, friend. You are fine. You are good to go. So stress not. Keep in mind for a budget between, if you don't, $200 to $300. Cheaper if you can. This is an Australian, so if you're overseas, probably even cheaper still, but $200 to $300, and I'll link what I've already got in the description below. But There you go. There's your monitor, straight off the bat. All right, so for number 2, we're looking at actual computers. So you may already have an all-in-one computer, which, unpopular opinion, I have no issues with all-in-one computers, apart from the fact that if they break, they are nigh impossible to fix, and they're really expensive. So if you can get a computer set up that has got a separate tower rather than all built in, so if you don't know what an all-in-one is, it's like basically a laptop but a desktop version. Like, that is the easiest way that I can explain an all-in-one, whereas a tower, you have it either on your desk separately to your monitor or it's on the floor. I'm not gonna lie, mine cost a good chunk of money. Like, I spent 2,500 friends on my setup, but I do photography outside of here. I do design. I needed a computer and I needed a setup prior to streaming that was going to allow me to do that. And so I invested the chunk of change, knowing that if and when I needed to upgrade, I could, and that it was going to last a while. And I've had it for nearly 2 years. It's getting to the stage now where we could probably do an upgrade, but it still functions fine. For The Sims, I can still run everything on Ultra. Thank you very much. And for streaming, we very rarely come across any problems, which is what you want, right? It's what you want. But again, if you're just starting out, you can get really basic computers, around that $600, $700, $800 range for it. Again, I'm going to take an assumption that if you've already got a PC, you can probably stream something on it. You may have to lower the quality down. You may have to go to low. You may have to close absolutely everything down to get things to run. But investing in a good computer straight off the bat is well worth it, making sure that you can upgrade it if something goes wrong, or if you need that little bit of extra space or a little bit of extra in the computer. Invest in that. So I would give yourself a budget if you are starting from scratch of $1,000, or even go for $1,500, so then you can look at your monitor and your PC and have that whole setup. Because again, my whole setup here for my computer screens is about $3,000. You don't need to spend that much money, friends. You do not. I promise you do not. Is it worth it? Yes, but you don't have to. So sit around $1,500 just for your base. You can go lower, I promise, but keep it there. All right, so you've got your PC, you've got your monitors, you're all ready to go, except for now you have a problem of talking and your face, like this one and this one. What do you do? So look, you do not need a webcam and you do not need a microphone. You don't. You don't have to. If you want to just stream what you're playing and just do that and have cute music in the background, friends, you can do that. And it's not against the rules. I feel like this is an unpopular opinion. Again, I'm full of these today, but you can just stream. You are allowed to do that. Will that may potentially hurt your growth though? Yes. Yeah, look, it will. It will. I personally don't know of many streamers, if any, who don't have voice or video on that have had a quick amount of growth. Because especially if you're streaming, you're wanting to interact with the person, at least on Twitch. Whereas, I mean, on YouTube, you can kind of get away with it. Like, you've got your little gameplays, and you want to go one or the other. You want to invest in either a webcam or a mic, ideally both. So what do you do with that? So my webcam, I went for the Logitech C920, like pretty much every other beginner streamer out there. And friends, I have no problems with this, apart from I'm still not in perfect like HD, but it does what I need it to do. You can see me, and for the most part, it looks okay. When I was looking at upgrading all my gear, this webcam is at the bottom, like literally the bottom of the list. I cannot fault it most of the time. Out of the box, it's not so great. You have to do a few adjustments. I'm more than happy to do a video on that later on down the track. But for the most part, the C920 is just, it's known as the best like beginner webcam, and that's for a reason. It's been around for years, and it does a nice job. It does a nice job, Beans. It does. So what are we looking at? I picked up this guy at $149 on sale. Again, picking up things on sale around tax time, around Christmas time, Black Friday, Cyber Mondays. I actually picked up most of my stuff on Cyber Monday, which is November. Great time. Got everything like discounted. So good. But I think he retails Australian normally around that $189 mark, but I've seen it as low as $149, as I said. Coming into though, when we are looking at microphones, and it's kind of going between a microphone and a headset. So I'm going to do another little slide where we talk about that, because I think they kind of coincide quite well. But go back a step though, because we're talking about budget. You don't, again, have to do $149. I know quite a few people who use just the webcam they have built into their computer. They're using just like the really, really basic ones. I've seen people use their iPhone cameras as their streaming camera. Don't ask me how they do that, but you can do it. There's like plugins that you can do that. So realistically, you could have a $0 webcam if you really felt inclined to do so. But if you want to get an external one, which I do recommend, $149, anywhere between $49 to $149 if you're wanting to get good quality. And again, you're looking at the longevity of it. What are you going to have that you're not going to have to upgrade 6 months down the track? What are you not going to have to upgrade 12 months down the track? What are you going to get the most use out of? So my recommendation is the C920, but $50 will be fine if you really felt inclined to do so. All right, let's have a look at these headsets. Let's have a look. Headsets. So if you remember back to our original video, friends, you would have seen that I had a different headset on. I had the Razer Kraken kitty ears, and I was so excited to get this headset. Like, so excited. It was so cute and adorable. My branding at the start was all around the kitty ears and around Coffee. Coffee is still my main brand, but the kitty ears have not been. So when I bought my kitty ears, they, again, on sale, $230. Great headset. They were so comfy. I could wear them for my 8-hour streams because I love long streams. I'm a long streamer. But they started crackling the moment that I got them, and then they just got worse and worse and worse until the point where go April, so a couple months ago, they completely died. They went to kitty heaven, and they couldn't be fixed, and so I have no longer got my kitty ears. Which begs the question of, is it always when you buy more expensive stuff do they last? Because, friends, sometimes they don't. Sometimes things go wrong, which kind of plays into this whole budget thing. At the moment, I'm using my Jabra headset. I bought this nearly 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. It's the 85H. Looks like this. It's battery high. There we go. It likes talking to me. Cute little headphones. They are not for streaming. They are just the headphones that I bought. They have amazing noise cancellation, and I love them. But if I forget to charge them, I swapped to these. Now, they're a bit... I did detangle them, but they're not. $20. 20 bucks. And this does the same thing. And you don't need a headset. I highly recommend getting one, so you're not missing any of your alerts that are coming through, but 20 bucks. And technically, for what I need it to do, does the exact same thing as this $350 set that I've got on my head. Like, that's the thing. Like, and that's what people don't really tell you. Like, if you just have a headset, it'll do the same thing. Saying that, The one thing that my kitty ears did have over this one is an inbuilt mic. So as you can see, this is not set up for streaming. I don't have a microphone, and for whatever reason, my computer doesn't pick up my Bluetooth. So I had to upgrade to this little baby, which was the Blue Yeti Wow limited edition microphone. I love this thing. Like, I do. It is so pretty. It has voice customization that I don't really need. Again, picked it up on sale, $1.99 through eBay a couple months ago. Have had no issues. But you do need, I personally think that you do need a good mic and one that's going to last you a while. And my kitty ears, whilst the sound quality to me was good, it was chalk and cheese. Like, as soon as I upgraded, everyone's like, "Oh my goodness, listen to your voice. It's so much better." And I'm like, thank you. Backhanded compliments. So you can get a headset, friends, and you can get a mic. I found one earlier, which again I'll link below. I can't tell you if it's any good or not, but $30, $30 you could do. But will you not have the best sound quality? Will you not, will you not overly like it? Maybe, but you can do it. You can do it. You can get started with it, and that's kind of the point of this video. How much do you have to spend to get started? And $30 compared to a $600 setup. Again, chalk and cheese. So you can get started with $30 plus the rest. All right, so the last one I want to talk about, and again, looking back onto our clip back in December, is lighting. So behind me, you can see that I have got strip lights, and what you can't see is I also have 2 ring lights. So I've got 4 different sources of light coming through. Back in my December video, I only had 1. Technically 2, because I was using my secondary screen as a source of light, which I also do when we are streaming. So technically got 5. You can use your overhead light. You can use just your normal light. If you really want to, there is nothing stopping you from doing that. If you want to stream during the day and use natural light, go you. I wish I could do that. Like, I really wish I could. But if you're like me and you're in a room that has no natural light, like I have a window up here that gets no light. It's a weird window. I have to have artificial light, and I hated the way that looked. So if you're like that, you can get a lighting setup for less than $50. Like, you don't have to spend like a gazillion dollars on lights. You don't have to spend it on like the nano gear. You don't have to spend it on, I don't actually know what all the expensive lights are called because I don't have them, friends. My 2 lights that I've got here and here, Kmart Australia, $60 for the 2 of them. I think this one was $20. My big one up the back there, which you can't see, was $40. Probably less, but like, they do the job. There is nothing wrong with them, apart from the fact they're big and bulky and they're kind of awkward, but they do the job, which is kind of the whole point. These guys behind me, they are, it's a good question. I will find out. Hold that thought. I will find out. They're the Lenovo brand. Not a super well-known brand, I feel like, with lights compared to, again, with the Nanos and all the other big ones. But clearance, $30 on each side compared to the ones that I was looking at originally, which were up over $100. And again, they do the same job for what I need them to do right at this moment in time. They work. They are fine. And just having like this little bit of extra space, we like it. We like it. So you don't need to spend a lot of money to make your aesthetic stand out just a little bit more. It's just going to be whether or not you have what your starting budget is to start. I mean, So we get to the TLDR or TLDW, too long didn't watch, portion of how much should you be looking to spend. And I guess the answer really comes down to is, where is your starting point? Where are you starting in your streaming journey? Have you already got a computer that is capable to stream games, not to crash if you try and load anything? Or are you like brand new to the PC community and you need a bit of something? Because if you're option A, where you've already got a setup, you are just wanting to jump in, you can get set up for less than $100. Like, you can do that. For me personally, I spent nearly close to 4K. There is my list up here of what I own and what I've bought just to get me started and what I've upgraded to. But friends, you don't have to do that. Like, you don't have to spend this much money. Like, you don't. And with what we've talked about today, you can spend like $80. There's streaming kits out there that are like $100, which will get everything that you possibly could need to get started. And you don't need a lot. All you need to do is really jump in. Because once you jump in and you get your first stream down, you're good. Like, I mean, you might not be good, but you've poked your toe in the water and it gets better. Like, you can only get better, which is the biggest takeaway that we can get from that. If any of these, like, you've got questions for, let me know in the comments. Reach out to me on Twitch. I'm more than happy to answer. I don't believe in gatekeeping. I'm always open about what we're using and what we are picking up and what programs and what we need to do. But I hope that's helped kind of just explain a few things, and that you don't need the latest and greatest technology to get started streaming. You can choose to go down some cheap options. Sometimes it's well worth investing in a more expensive option to get the way through, but not always. If once again you have liked any of this content, please like and subscribe down below. We will be endeavoring to make more of these videos on tutorials for beginner streamers, plus more Sims content and just more fun things. So if you'd like to say hi, feel free to do so, and if not, then totally cool. Not gonna hurt my feelings at all. I'm kidding. But we will catch you next time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy Merry Time Zone, friends.